Randy, midweek through the U.S. Sport Aviation Expo, the 2012 edition. We're taking a look around. We see some folks here. It's not the biggest crowd we've ever seen, but it's starting to move up for Friday. There are people that are still interested in LSA, but the market is struggling. But not CubCrafters. You guys keep pushing airplanes out and seem to be doing fairly well overall in the business cycle. How are you doing it?
You know, we feel very fortunate, and we are growing of all things. But you know, it's great to see the market respond to our combination of quality and performance. As you know, we don't make the cheapest light sport aircraft out here, but the market seems to be responding.
Now, you mentioned that this was a year of growth for you. What you've been doing?
Well, we've been adding to our distribution network and continuing to improve the plane, and sales are responding. We came through the end of the year with an order backlog that's larger than we've ever had, so we're just feeling real fortunate right now.
What is it that people are looking for when they come to you for an airplane? Is there a unique quality or a group of qualities that are finally leading people to a purchase?
You know, the Cub form factor, it's an iconic traditional design. Most of our customers probably learned to fly in a Cub, so that attracts them. And then when they find out that we've really completely re-engineered the Cub, and they take the time to investigate it, learn more about it, see the quality, see the performance of the plane, that's really what does it.
Now, you folks straddle a couple of different markets because you have an experimental market. You, of course, do a quote-unquote rebuilt airplane, and then, of course, you have straight LSAs. Are you seeing any growth or any diminishment in any cycle? Are you seeing people start out in one and wind up with another? I mean, what is the determining factor right now in the average CubCrafter customer?
You know, our rebuild business has been around for over 30 years and continues very steady. There's Super Cubs that need rebuilding, and we're happy to do that. We sell the certified Top Cub, then the light sport planes. The Top Cub sells at a very steady rate. It is eclipsed now by the light sport stuff. We get two types of customers interested in the Carbon Cub, really. One is after a light sport aircraft, perhaps for medical reasons, but then there's the guys that just want the performance. This is the backcountry hot rod, so some people, light sport be damned, they just want a high quality, good performing airplane.
What about the entry-level Cub? You've got a 100 horsepower LSA Cub. Are you seeing more or less of a market for that?
You know, people, more often than not, Jim, are upgrading. There's quite a price delta between the Sport Cub and the Carbon Cub, and yet most people, it's an emotional thing. Once they fly the plane, the Sport Cub performs very well, and so on paper it's almost hard to justify it, but when we take them flying in both airplanes, I'm batting 1,000. People just opt to upgrade.
What do you think that says, though, for this overall market? Because one of the main and major criticisms of LSA is that this was supposed to be a less expensive way to get into aviation, and yet many of the more popular aircraft are 150 or even more. I mean, let's face it, the Carbon Cub is not a cheap airplane. But I mean, are we really seeing that perception of value despite the fact that this was supposed to be the bargain era of aviation?
Well, I think maybe what you're saying in other words, has light sport been effective at opening the doors to the low end of the market, bringing young people and people with less disposable income in? Mm-hmm. And I don't think it has. It's worked in other ways, but no, I think it's kind of failed. You know, part of the reason is the volumes of scale. We're not the car business or the motorcycle business, and the volumes for manufacturers are so low, it's hard to really shave those prices down. Though, I mean, aren't there several vendors here that are announcing even lower price points? So that's good news. That opens up the bottom of the market. We don't claim to be, you know, everything to everyone. We're not trying to cover the whole market. We're kind of taken from the mid to the top with the Sport Cub and the Carbon Cub. It's working in that regard.
How's your experimental market?
It's doing well. The kit program's been in existence for 3 years now, growing every year, and we expect to almost double it this year. So honestly, a lot of our customers come to us and don't know whether they want a finished airplane or a kit. Mm-hmm. More often than not, they end up with a finished airplane, but yet enough buy the kit to where that program's going too. So usually it's not about the money. Usually it's about the building experience and them getting the plane they want.
What's the future for not just this line, but your company?
You know, we're continuing to reinvent the Cub and reinvent backcountry flying. We've got two big things going on. With the fleet size growing the way it is, we've got to get our infrastructure in place. So we know that we have a responsibility to support the fleet. We take it very seriously. We're working hard on it. And then secondarily, we're plowing anything we're making here right back into product development. Certified light sport, you never know.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Very good. Randy, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Aero-TV is brought to you by
Avidyne is the brand of choice for pilots who want innovative, easy-to-use avionics. And the new IFD 540 GPS Navcom sets a new standard for simplicity in communication and LPV navigation. As a slide-in replacement for existing 530 series navigators, and with a highly intuitive touchscreen control, the IFD 540 makes it much easier to access the information you want when you want it, reducing head-down time and making flying more enjoyable. Finally, you have a choice, and the choice is easy: Avidyne.